stack your blocks up on top of each other like this. Jana, you didn't get up at 6:30 this morning. You slept in. All right, so you're just gonna stack up 2 blocks and just sit in your squat. You can turn your toes out. You can have the feet wide. You can be as Matsyendrasana as you would like to be, as you can be. Otherwise, we're just gonna sit here in the squat. We still have about 1 minute to 12. So just using this as a warm-up time. This is a big piece in the mobility world, is being able to bend and sit and squat like this. This helps with your lower back pain. Clearly it helps us with that I've fallen and I can't get up issue, right? This helps to strengthen the quadriceps. So, you know, on those days when the yoga mat is calling you, but you just don't really have time to get to it, maybe you can sit and work like this for a little bit. Maybe you can sit and watch TV like this. All right, so practice this squat. It's one of my own personal goals to be able to actually sit down into Matsyendrasana without needing a million blankets for support. All right, so now let's take out one of the blocks. All right, so you'll come down, you'll still sit down onto that block if you can. If you're already hovering, that's fine. I like to hold the blocks out in front of me. Now, Laura, you have a foam block, so if you've got something heavier, this weight really helps. All right, sandbags, you know, you've got your 10-pound sandbags, holding sandbags out in front of you. A 5-gallon bag of sugar, 5 pound. They don't sell sugar by the gallon. That would be great if they did. Come forward, because you have to counterbalance. Observe where the weight is in your feet, okay? If the weight is way into your heels, then you know you would be falling backwards if you didn't have support, all right? If the weight is way into the toes, then you know your heels are lifting up. Right, so balance that weight. You can set your block down after you kind of get settled in there. All right, and then if you can, if this is about it for you, that's fine, stay here. But if you can bring that last block out, and you can hold both of your blocks out in front of you to kind of help with that counterbalancing. You need to, some of you don't need to. You can rock a little from side to side if you want. Do whatever feels good here. But reaching forward so you can lower your sit bones as you reach forward. Remember, every action has to have an equal and opposite reaction, Newton's law. So if your buttocks are going down and back, something has to be coming forward. Reach your sternum forward, reach your arms forward. And this is just warming up into that Matsyendrasana. All right, now see, can you shift your weight into your toes a bit and stand up into Uttanasana? You need to push with your hands. Go ahead, push with your hands. It's fine. And then inhale, come all the way up. All right, we're working our way through a couple of sequences. We're gonna flow, right? They're kind of traditional yoga sequences, but we're gonna move quickly through them. We're gonna build them as we go. All right, I've seen more people since the first class on Monday, so I've added in some different variations. We're going to start in Ardha Mukha Virasana, downward facing hero's pose. Your toes touch, big toes touch, but your knees are wide, and you're going to sit down onto your heels and come forward. Do your best to keep your sit bones down onto your heels. If they have to come up a bit, they have to come up. You work at your capacity in this class. And with repetition, your capacity is going to increase. All right, come up onto your hands and knees, curl your toes under, and come up into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Second pose of the sequence. And then bend your knees, come back down to Ardha Mukha Virasana. Okay, that's step 1. We'll add step 2. Come up, Ardha Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. Come forward to your plank and then drop the hips Bring the pelvis forward, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. You can roll over your toes if you want or stay on your toe press. And then push back to Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And then bend the knees, come down to Adho Mukha Virasana. Now we're adding a squat. Inhale, come up, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Come forward to plank. Bring the pelvis down and forward for Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then jump or step, right foot forward, left foot forward, and squat the best that you can. If all you can do is kind of bend the knees a little bit and reach forward like you're skiing downhill, that's fine. Come up to Uttanasana. Step the right foot back, left foot back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Let's add Ardha Mukha Svanasana. We'll come back the way we went in. And then bend the knees. Toes together, knees wide, Adho Mukha Virasana. Okay, that's it. We'll move a little bit faster through these next. We'll do it 3 more times. Come up to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward, plank, and then drop into Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Step the left foot forward, right foot forward, squat. Come to Uttanasana. Left foot back, right foot back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward into Ardha Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend the knees, toes together, knees wide, Adho Mukha Virasana. 2 more rounds. Come on up, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Right foot forward, left foot forward, some version of Malasana. Uttanasana. Right foot back, left foot back, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. 1 more time, all the way down into Adho Mukha Virasana. This is helping you with that squat. All right, last round, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Come forward, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left foot forward, right foot forward, Malasana. Back to Uttanasana, step back, left foot, right foot, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then down, Adho Mukha Virasana. You can bring your arms along your side, more like a child's pose, and just rest. And then to stand up, come through downward facing dog, and step your hands and feet together, and inhale, come up. Now we're not going to use blocks because we're going to be moving so quickly, and I don't want you having to drag blocks around. So you'll do your best in these next poses. Those of you who normally use blocks under your hands, no training wheels today. All right, so let's go. Let's work this basic. First 3 poses are very familiar. Jump or step your feet wide. And we're taking Parsvottanasana to the right. So turn your left toes in, turn your right leg out. And then come forward to Parsvottanasana. Place your fingertips down. Best that you can. If you need to bend the knee a little bit, bend the knee a little bit. And then you're going to crawl around to the front. So turn your feet back to the front like you're coming to Prasarna Padottanasana. Now we're not taking the head down per se, but we're going to walk the hands back and take the head between the feet and just kind of go whoop, and then walk the hands back out and turn to Parasvanottanasana on the left. That's it for this first round. Okay, we're gonna do that a couple more times. Turn the feet back to the front, walk your hands around your concave back, Parasvanottanasana, and then you walk the hands back between the feet, take the head in, go as deep as you can, push forward with those hands, take the head back, come back, concave back. Turn to the right in Parasvanottanasana. Turn back to the front, Parasvanottanasana. Walk the hands back. Whoop, the head comes in, the head comes forward. Turn to the left, Parasvanottanasana. Turn back to the front. And then the head comes in. Whoop. And some of you may be like, oh man, I'm getting my head down. How many times? Somebody can do an experiment. Turn to your right, Parasvanottanasana. And then press into the feet and come up. So that's your homework between now and Monday. How many times do you have to go whoop with your head before it touches the floor? All right, Cossack squat. We worked on the Cossack squat a while back. We're gonna add that into our sequence here. Several variations for the Cossack squat, all right? For those of you that have trouble with the bending of the knees, maybe you just kind of come to the side, all right? So that's one, you're just bending the knee a little bit and moving side to side. All right, my version, I can come all the way down, but my heel has to come up. My heel is up off the floor. Some of you can get the heel flat and lean forward. And then you just shift it from side to side. You're letting this leg turn out. That's important for our sequence. You're letting the opposite leg, the straight leg, roll out. All right, so work that in here, side to side for just a moment. Do your version. You can keep your hands down or you can pick the hands up. It's up to you. Side to side. Make sure the knee goes out over the toes, right? So the toes can be at a bit of an angle, but the knee goes out over the toes. All right, and then come up. Okay, and we're going to go to the left first because it's going to be a Cossack squat to the right, and then Parasvanottanasana, Ardha Chandrasana to the left. All right, so turn your left leg out. Now I found when I was kind of flowing from the Cossack squat to Parasvanottanasana that my arm worked easier if I brought it in front. Okay, so come down to a Parasvanottanasana. Right, and then from here, you're going to come up into Ardha Chandrasana. So the hand has to come to the opposite side. Hop that right foot in, reach the left hand forward, and come up to Ardha Chandrasana. Okay, and then bend the left knee, step way back, Parasvanottanasana. I did some of that too, Trix. And then inhale and come up. Now, if you really need a block under your hand for Ardha Chandrasana, you can have that here now. You can put a block on either side. So you reach forward to the block. I'll show it on this side. All right, let's take Parasvanottanasana to the right now. Left toe in, right leg out. Come to Parasvanottanasana. Okay, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. The left foot hops in, the right hand reaches forward. And you come up to Ardha Chandrasana, and then you bend that right knee, you hop way back into Parasvanottanasana. And then inhale and come up. Okay, so we're gonna add that in to this Parasvanottanasana, Prasarita Padottanasana. We'll go slow for the first round, and then we'll take a round at a little bit faster pace. Parasvanottanasana to the right. Left toes in, right leg out. Come forward. Place your fingertips down. Okay, now we're gonna bend that right knee. Your toes will have to turn in slightly. Bend that right knee into the Cossack squat. Let the left leg roll out. Now that foot you see is ready to come up into Parasvukhanasana. The knee goes past the ankle. It's not a huge deal. We're not holding it today. All right, and then Ardha Chandrasana. Come up. Big step back. Parasvukhanasana. Turn that pose down and come to Parsvottanasana. So Uttita Parsvukhanasana. This is Parsvottanasana. Now you're going to bend that left knee. You can turn the toes in a bit. Come to your Cossack squat. And you're set up now. You've externally rotated the right leg. Come to Parsvukhanasana on the right. Ardha Chandrasana on the right. Up. Just touch it and come back down. Parsvukhanasana. Straighten that leg and turn it into Parsvottanasana. Crawl your hands back around to the middle. And whoop, the head comes in. And you turn it to the left. And now we do the sequence on the opposite side first. All right, can we have it? We're gonna do it 2 times. Ready? Bend that left knee, come to the Cossack squat. Switch over to Parsvukhanasana. Come up to Ardha Chandrasana. Come back, big step. Parsvukhanasana. Turn it into Parsvottanasana, and then your Cossack squat. The left or right toes have to come in a little bit. You bend the knee. Go over to Parsvukhanasana. Ardha Chandrasana. Parsvukhanasana. Woo, falling. Turn it into Parsvottanasana. Okay? I don't know where we are. Cossack squat. Go back to the Cossack squat. Come over to the other side into Parsvukhanasana. Uttita Parsvukhanasana. Up to Ardha Chandrasana. Oh, we forgot Prasarita Padmasana. That's what we missed. Big step back. Parsvukhanasana. Turn it into Parsvo. So you got to turn the pelvis. Now Cossack squat. Bend that right knee. Let the toes come in. Parsvukhanasana. Y'all getting the hang of it? Ardha Chandrasana. Come up. Just touch the pose and come down. Don't have to hold. And then turn down. Parsvottanasana. Turn to the front. Crawl the hands around. Prasarita Padmasana. Walk the hands back. Whoop. The head comes in. And bring the feet in. Inhale. Come up. Yeah. All right, now I take you through learning the sequence. Once you have the hang of the sequence, you just can do the sequence. All right, so you could just come to your mat and do that sequence. You don't have to take it step by step by step. I'm trying to just teach you the sequence. I said you wouldn't need blankets, but you do. If you have a bolster, you can get a bolster. I kind of like a stack of blankets because I think it's a little sturdier. At least 3 blankets. The blankets are a mess. All right, watch. First, we're going to sit onto this support. Take it kind of to the back edge of your mat. Sit down on your support. Take your left leg underneath your right. So your toes are pointing off to the right. Your knee can cross the midline or be at the midline. And then you'll take your right leg across. So you're in Ardha Matsyendrasana, the supported version, not the sit on the foot version. And you'll twist to the right. Okay, switch the cross of the legs. Twist to the left. Switch the cross of the legs. Pay attention now to where that left knee is. You see it's on the outside of the right leg. That's important. Twist to the right. Switch. Okay, so now you see your right knee is to the outside of the left leg. Twist. Okay, and then inhale, straighten your legs, and then inhale and come up. Now we're not going to throw Garudasana arms in there, although you could. You absolutely could. But we're going to work the Garudasana legs. Right? So Garudasana, remember, is a crossover and then the toes hook around the back of the calf. Okay? That hook is not absolutely necessary today. Right? So if you don't hook easily, then you'll just cross and you'll press the outer ankle into the outer shin. Y'all see that? So Garudasana yourself, right and left. Back and forth, right, left. Not super slow, but not so fast that you can't pay attention to the actions. Okay, finish both sides. And then stand in Tadasana. All right, have your blankets kind of out of the way. Actually, have them right there on the edge of the mat, but step over to the side so you don't kick the blankets. All right, so we're going to start with the curtsy. Some of you may want to stay with the curtsy. All right, so watch. Take your left leg over your right. Garudasana. Everybody go. Left leg over the right. Now, you're going to take that leg. Don't put it on the floor. Take it back behind you with your toenails on the floor. Not your toe prints, your toenails. And squat. Pick that leg back up and bring it back to Garudasana. That's the move. Switch sides. Right leg crosses over left, and then swing it back behind you and squat. Wrap it back around for Garudasana. And swing it around. Back behind, toenails. Squat, come back up, swing it around. One more time on the first side. Garudasana, toenails, curtsy. Swing it around for Garudasana. Stop at Tadasana. Okay? Stay there if this next thing looks super frightening. It's not. When you try it, it's not too bad. And you can bring more height if you need more height. All right? So watch the first round. I'm coming to Garudasana. And then I'm taking this leg way back. So the knee is on the outside of the leg. And I'm sitting down into Ardha Matsyendrasana. I missed my support. Okay? Then I'll give a little twist. And now you have 2 feet on the floor. Okay? Just because this foot has the toenails down, you still push that top of the foot into the floor and cross over. Let's try it. All right, so be in front of your support. Now, if you just want to curtsy, that's fine. You can also put your hands back behind you. You could probably have a block on either side to catch your hands if you need to. Let's try it. Cross the left over the right. Take that leg way back. Now, this is the leg doing the squatting. And you lower yourself down to your support and twist. Come back to center, reach forward and stand up. Cross the leg and back down. Yeah, second side. Cross the right over the left. Take that right leg way back and sit down. Twist. Come back to front, shift the weight, push with that back leg to stand up. Cross, Tadasana. One more time with the support. Cross into Garudasana. Take that leg way back behind you and squat down. Twist. Come back to center, reach forward, remember that block, press. Cross over. Tadasana. Last one. Right over left. Take that right leg way back and sit down. Twist. Come back to center and come up. Cross. There we go. Now, get rid of your support if you feel like it. 2 more rounds, maybe with no support. See what it's like. All right, here we go. Left over right, that sets you up for a twist to the right. Take that leg way back, come all the way down. Twist to the right. Come back, lean forward, put that weight. I shift it all the way onto this knee and then stand up. Other side, right over left. Take that leg back. You can stick with the curtsy if you want to curtsy. You'll be faster than us. You can get in an extra round. Now look, I shift up onto this knee. Then I finish coming up. That helps with the balance. One more round. Left over right. Take that leg way back and squat down. Twist to the right. Come up. You can push with the hand too. I'm getting tired. Come up. Cross. Last one. Eagle to fish. The eagle is catching the fish. Or are we letting our fish get away? Maybe it's catch and release. Here we've caught the fish. Here we're releasing it. I'm a vegetarian. I don't eat fish. Tadasana. Very good. All right, Ardha Mukha Svanasana. This will feel fabulous. Finally, all the feet, all the hands on the floor. Symmetrical. No twisting. No quadriceps. Come down to Ardha Mukha Virasana. Knees wide, toes together. You can bring your arms back by your sides to be more Balasana, child's pose like. Woo. And then bring your hands by your knees, press with your arms to sit up. Either cross at your ankles or carefully swing your legs around to the side and come to Dandasana. You have made it. Short little Shavasana here. Grab something soft for your head. When you lay down with bent knees. Tuck the shoulders. Push towards your head a little bit so those shoulders pull towards the waist. Tuck the buttocks away from the waist. Lengthen the lower back. And then you're welcome to straighten your legs together or a little wide. It's up to you. Let the legs relax. Let the arms relax. It's not really a calming sequence. Did y'all notice that? Let your inhalation happen how it needs to happen. Use a little control over your exhalation. Let that exhalation start to get longer and longer. That sends a message that everything is okay to the nervous system. And the nervous system will send a message to the respiratory and circulatory system that they can slowly calm down. Soften your abdomen. Soften your throat. Release your jaw. Soften and quiet your ears and eyes. Release the muscles on your face, your forehead, and the crown of your head. On an inhalation, bend your elbows, rest your palms onto your torso. Touch your knees. I'm going to bring my knees in towards my chest. So it's a lot of forward bending on my back. So I just want to bring and lengthen the lower back. Pull your shin bones towards your head and let your tailbone move away from you. Bring length to the lower back. And then slowly roll over onto your side. Go back to Shavasana if you want to stay in Shavasana for a little bit. Press with your hands to sit up. Keep the head low and eyes closed. Take a moment to thank yourself for coming to class and continuing your practice. And slowly raise your head. Slowly open your eyes. Have a lovely afternoon. Have a lovely rest of the week.